Hello and welcome to Your Money, Their Hands. And this week I'm joined by Grant Bowers from California. He's the lead manager of Franklin's US Opportunities Fund. Grant, first of all, welcome to London.
Thank you.
Looking at the world's largest economy, huge fiscal stimulus, has it worked?
I think you've seen it start to work. I think you can look at the U.S. economy and really think that we've kind of moved throughout from the down of the recession, and we're really firmly on the path to recovery. You're starting to see businesses really start to strengthen, and the stimulus is only helping. Much of it still has yet to be seen and will probably show up next year as well.
So there's a lag effect in this stimulus, in fact, even if they took it away now?
Absolutely. It takes a while for it to work into the system. A lot of these projects are very large infrastructure type projects, and you're going to see those dollars work their way through the economy, ideally start to create some jobs into next year.
Now, I suppose if we think of technology, we always think California. Apart from sunshine, Silicon Valley, you're right on the doorstep. How does that influence your investment philosophy, do you think?
Well, our philosophy is really finding long-term sustainable growth long-term sustainable growth companies that can grow for 3 to 5 years. Technology is a fantastic place, and being in Silicon Valley really gives us an advantage. We own companies that are really changing the way companies do business, companies that are increasing productivity, lowering costs, really driving innovation, and being located in Silicon Valley is a tremendous advantage.
Now, the other thing I suppose one thinks of, again, from the sort of white heat of technology down there is biotech. I mean, that's quite important to you now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Biotech has really taken over the role of innovation in the pharmaceutical industry, creating new drugs. We're seeing tremendous opportunities in U.S. equities and U.S. growth equities in biotech and in healthcare. Places and companies that are really changing the way you're being treated, changing the way you're being diagnosed. Overall, that's going to have a tremendous impact on the healthcare system and for patient care going forward.
If anything, healthcare has become, perhaps for Barack Obama, the president, a nightmare, but it is probably, the most hotly debated topic in your country, isn't it? There must be growth opportunities somewhere.
Absolutely. In fact, we find tremendous growth opportunities in healthcare. It's one of our largest industry weightings in the fund. And right now, because of the uncertainty around healthcare reform, we're actually finding valuations on these stocks are very inexpensive. Some of the best buying opportunities in U.S. growth stocks right now is in the healthcare sector.
Which other sectors attract you at the moment?
Well, technology is always one of our top weightings. We find technology companies are really lowering the cost of doing business for companies, increasing productivity, and driving increased profitability. We also like the energy sector going forward. We think energy has a lot of promise for a lot of investors. So in our portfolio, it's very diversified. We're exposing investors to the best of the U.S. economy.
So typically, how many stocks do you hold? How many shares do you invest in, do you think, at any one time?
Typically, you're going to own we're going to own 60 to 80 stocks in a diversified portfolio with the idea of owning the number 1 or number 2 player in every industry. The goal is to provide investors with exposure to really the best of the U.S. economy, those companies that are innovating, growing, and really driving future growth and economic growth for the country.
And next year, 2010, I know you've mentioned the tail of the stimulus coming through. Are you optimistic? We are actually optimistic, and it's interesting. The markets have rallied quite sharply after the downturn. And what we've seen, it's been a very narrow rally. A lot of the stocks that were very low quality, highly levered companies have performed extremely well, where a lot of the really high quality, good companies have been left behind. We think as the market stabilizes, you're going to see that it become a more inclusive type of market. The high quality, high growth companies are the ones that are going to be the long-term winners, and we think we're very well positioned for that. Grant, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Grant Bowers there, the lead manager of Franklin's US Opportunities Fund. And that's it for this week, but don't forget to keep up to date with all the latest news, views, analysis and pithy comment online and of course in the Saturday and Sunday papers. Thank you for watching and please do join us again next time.